Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we are going to unpack Spero Therapeutics' latest filing. It involves stock options and board member re-election, so get ready for some behind the scenes corporate action. Spero Therapeutics just held its annual meeting and there are a few key things that came out of it, including changes to their stock plan and who will be sitting on the board. This could mean big changes for the company's future, so let's dive in and decode what it all means. Before we jump in, if you find value in this analysis, subscribe for more breakdowns and join our Discord server. The link is in the description. Alright, let's start with some details about Spero Therapeutics' 2017 stock incentive plan. The company's stockholders approved an amendment to this plan during the annual meeting in June of 2025, essentially adding 3 million more shares of the company's common stock for issuance under the plan. To put it simply, they're increasing the number of shares available for things like employee stock options. This move typically helps companies attract and retain talent by offering them a piece of the pie. If you want to dig deeper into the specifics of this plan, the filing mentions you can find a more detailed summary in the prior proxy statement. Think of the proxy statement as the annual report. It was filed back in April of 2025. Now let's talk about the annual meeting itself. It happened in June of 2025, and out of over 55 million shares eligible to vote, around 40 million shares, or approximately 71.57%, were present either in person or by proxy. That's a good turnout. Important decisions were made, so that high percentage means those decisions were well supported. First up, the election of directors. The stockholders re-elected Frank Thomas, Dr. Patrick Fink, and Esther Rajavelu to the board. Looking at the numbers, Frank Thomas got about 25.7 million votes for, with about 449,000 withheld. Patrick Fink got about 23.2 million votes for, and a bit over 2.9 million withheld votes. Esther Rajavelu got around 25.6 million votes for, with about 494,000 votes withheld. The important thing to see here is that all three nominees got overwhelmingly voted in for the position, meaning the squatters have a high confidence in their leadership. Next thing on the agenda, the selection of PricewaterhouseCoopers, also known as PUC, as the company's independent accounting firm for 2025. This is a pretty standard procedure, but it's important. PUC got almost 40 million votes for, with only about 175,000 against. The results show people trust that Spero and PUC are a perfect fit financially speaking. Then there was a vote on the compensation for Spero's top executives. It's an advisory vote, meaning it's not binding, but it gives the company a sense of what shareholders think. About 25.1 million votes were for the compensation. 638,000 were against and roughly 354,000 abstained. Seeing more votes for than against signals that most stockholders are okay with how the company pays its executives. Finally, shareholders voted on the amendment of the 2017 plan we talked about earlier, or the one that increases the number of available shares by 3 million. Approximately 23 million people voted for the increase, while roughly 3.1 million were against it. This solidifies the shareholder acceptance of the amendment. Alright, so let's wrap it up. Spero Therapeutics had its annual meeting, re-elected board members, picked its accounting firm, discussed executive pay, and added more shares to its stock plan. These decisions, made with strong shareholder involvement, show a company focusing on keeping its investors and employees happy. Now let's get into the bigger picture. Spero Therapeutics is in a competitive industry, so it needs to keep attracting and retaining great talent. Approving these changes will help accomplish that and will encourage growth inside the company. Of course, no company is without risks. Some of Spero's challenges could be competition, regulatory hurdles, and the always present risk of clinical trial setbacks. Despite these challenges, Spero seems to be committed to long-term growth. Alright, that's our breakdown of Spero Therapeutics' latest filing. What do you think about these updates and what they mean for the company's future? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this analysis valuable, hit that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives into company filings and decisions. And don't forget to check out the Discord channel linked in the description below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.